Good morning, young South Africa. My name is Adam. Welcome to my Garden of Eden. I'm expecting Eve to arrive just now, but she's still undressed. She doesn't know that we've committed a mortal sin. So she still schemes we can run around your kalgat, throwing our fucking toys around all over the place, and I don't know, some snake's going to get her and change her mind or something. But anyway, so we move on. Today, I would like to speak to you about personal spaces, boundaries, and the words could, should, and would. So, first of all, personal spaces. What do I mean by personal spaces? Like the stuff around your crotch and under your arms and your bum. Well, those are personal spaces, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your areas where people can come into your space and chat to you. So, first of all, of course, we've got the intimate spaces, which is like your crotch and under your arms and your bum, but they're not. They're the places where close family, very close family, wives, kids can sometimes get in, but not everyone's invited into those spaces, are they? And then, of course, we got your still personal spaces, but not intimate, where close friends can come in, business associates, etc. Then, of course, you've got your outside spaces, your sort of more general public spaces, where not so close friends can come in, but they can still come in. You've got to mind your P's and Q's because I'm not going to tolerate all the shit you're talking, but you can push it a bit. And of course, then we've got the public domain where open season and people can say what they like because it doesn't really affect you. It's not part of your intimate life. So, how do we define those areas? Well, let's think about your home, okay? Your bedroom, your personal bathroom en suite, and your close private areas is your intimate space. And as I say, it's not open to anyone. Not anyone can come in there. Not anyone can have their say. It's intimate. That's what it means. It means only people that are intimately related or in your inner circle can come in there. Then we go into the private space, which is basically the rest of your house, okay? People can go in there as long as they fucking behave themselves and listen to what you're saying. There's a little bit more latitude and a little bit more the conversation is not as personal. And the limit, someone get out of hand, you kick them out. You can turn around and say, hey, please leave my house. You're just not obeying, you're just not behaving yourself. So you get rid of them or whatever. But it's your personal space. Then we go to your garden. And your garden is your more general space that people can come into your garden, they can behave, they're still going to be invited. There's still not any Joe public can come and moor into your garden, unless you're in South Africa, because anyone then all the spaces are basically general, but not quite. So in other words, in your garden, people they can frolic and their kids can play and they can break cuck, but not quite as bad as the personal space, and not quite as open as your roads or the public domain outside your house, in your garden, your private property. What happens outside there, people can moor and go befok, but you don't really mind that much, as long as they don't start breaking your shit. So if they start throwing stuff over your wall, you call the cops and this kind of stuff, and you can control it. But that's basically how our life is broken up. We've got the outside public in the shopping center. People can go, you'll raise your eyebrows and you look and you'll go gosh and gasp. And you'll talk about things, but you've got no control over it. Once you get into your garden, you've got a bit of control. And you can tell people what you want there to a certain amount, certain degree. In your house, even more so, you've got control in intimate space. Don't fuck in that space without my permission, and don't even come in there without my permission. So now, how does that work with my other topic today? Is should, would, and could. Well, could is like we could do something. In other words, it's insinuating we haven't done it, we're not going to do it, but we might do it, and because we can do it. Would and could seem to have almost a but attached, don't they? It's like, I could do this, but I would do this, but those words are still defined, and you can still, could. It's not. Don't hassle me that much. I could do that, or you could do that. If someone else tells me you could do that, it's like motivation, maybe. I would do that if, but. You would do that if, but. So we've got a little bit of a qualifier there. Should. Should is another word altogether, isn't it? I think there's very few words that piss me off as much as should. When people come into your space, now they're in my bedroom and my bathroom, and they tell me, you should do that. Why didn't you do that? You should, you could, family, all the people, bosses. And it's like an instruction, isn't it? An instruction I can take in the street. In other words, if someone is in public domain and says, you should do this, you should stop at a stop street, or you shouldn't break the lights of you shouldn't break the street lights, and you shouldn't beat up dogs because they're barking at your cat. That I can live with in my public space. When I come into my garden, well, you shouldn't let your lawn, or you should actually cut your lawn. Tolerate, I can live there, yeah, it makes it untidy. So should in my garden is okay. When you get into my house and you start shooting, ye soek kak. Because don't tell me should in my house. You know, it's my house, my space, and should is sometimes a rude word to use in my space. And you get into my public space, my intimate space, and should is not tolerated. Don't tell me you should do this when I'm talking about tidying my toilet or my bedroom or this. That's not your domain. It's private. And I think this is the trouble, that so often we cross borders, boundaries. You know, we say things out of line without thinking how it's going to impact on other people. And we get pissed off with each other, and we get negative, and we get hurt, and we get angry and stuff, because we are crossing boundaries without asking. And I think maybe this year I want to be a little bit more careful about that. First of all, a bit more careful of using should to tell other people what to do, and also being a little less tolerant of people that are not involved in my life telling me I should do things. It's my life. I've got to take the consequences. I've got to live with it. And if I'm thinking about that, should is not the domain I will tolerate from anyone. Just a thought. Think about it. Use it. Don't use it. You should use it. Have fun.